I'm resuscitating at a point that actually looks similar to this. Doves in Auschwitz. I have doves around here. And no, we are not going to teach the Bible in this town. No. That white building over there, yes, we are going to use it for our facility to understand the Bible and in order to understand religion and religiosity. But no, the Bible is not going to be taught in this town. During the era of the Nazi regime, where this Puritan era was enslaved at through that era's Cold War ignorance, that was kind of God's playground. Da, da, da. That was the Cold War era. That was the Cold War era. That was the Cold War era. No, we are not going to continue to teach a Cold War era sealed manuscript any longer. And this is because during the Cold War era, that sealed manuscript was we distributed it to Russia, and we come on, kids. Flat Earth legend, young Earth teaching, hallucination that we couldn't repent at. The hallucination, it is literally the hallucination that you can keep record of where we kept it at, and praise people like Mr. Swagger. It's in his very special expositor's Bible, but it is not in the King James version of the Bible that Joseph Smith used. And I've talked to my Joseph Smith, give me a virgin, please. And no, it's created a really interesting "give me a virgin, please" literal that white building, that school right across over there, where I'm not taking you out to see, because they teach Darwin. Right over there, I have Neolithic already here, and we already had it. So why it's Zilla being a barren matriarch in the book of Jasher. Take you into that one. Go over there. No more buying or selling books. Reminder, kids. This is a Sparky's cleanup project. The Awana program needs to be resuscitated at mate. Is a good way of describing God's little Sparky's cleanup into the road. It is literally transfer out alcoholism in a disease format supplanted with you get nothing but a single catechism with I'm taking every word of the Bible, pleaking you out to my website. It is such a waste. I'm not publishing anything for you. It's not necessary. You need to open your eyes and remove this cataract. It almost appears a weird veil of everything has been okay, as no, it's not. You're not even a token to God. You are so far away from being even limited token to God at godquestions.internet called, or I can only describe it as a my goodness cataract. It is so atrocious. The only thing that working with this atrocious refusal to use the technology from 99, watching that in the Babylon prophecies of babbling on, you got caught in that. I was dumb enough to check to see if the internet still had that in there, and I confirmed, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we didn't lose it. And that was the irony when back in the day when the internet was broken by you're breathing my dog's there. I didn't have a dog yet. It's Maxwell. DG, when I got On the Origin of the Species, that's what I dedicated my dog to. My In my dog, that's in Prophecy of the Quran. I'm sorry. It made sense. It's a plinking side by side, weird spear thing. Side, you speared him in the side by even standing and preaching him. You did, pastors. Did he walk on water? Maybe he did. We don't know. He was a legend. He was moving the Dead Sea Scrolls, giving record that you'll believe anything that he'll. In the two boat moving ones, you have he walked on water, and you have a speedboat right over there. But because you didn't compare them side by side, you have the hallucination that they're in the. It's been taken apart at the Q system logic, but never once tested. It's always been expanded out into the Q system logic of Quell, which is, again, Chernobyl. Red Road, Red Road, Red Road. Use the Columbia River Basin and the legitimacy of Pangea separating and providing the legitimacy of, I've only seen that mountain blow up once in my lifetime, that's how we had the legitimacy. How I cannot understand your eyes, this illegitimate layer hallucinating on your eyes as you're driving through a cutout. I've always looked at, see how God's natural force of watching, how long would that take? Obvious 4.5, we can't, who cares? Take the Bible away from religion, atheists don't get a choice either. We don't care if you don't believe in God. Here's a catechism and a little bad ending joke. Nothing. I get nothing from this. Hadith. You get like a single catechism. Sorry, Australia. Because it is such an irrational thing to do for you. To make amends to James Escher's daughter for fragmenting her Menurchi pattern into my personal daughters and my granddaughter's personal Menurchi is the Final Road Cleanup Project. We have in Washington State the Final Road consequence with, I'm getting my virgin over here too, with the black magic of the real churches, Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. But what are they doing for the false era stamped yes prophet, no prophet? Now stop. They're bleeding. Puff on the Pope from, you have 66 books with, you have an open canon, you have 75 books with the weird free-scraping boys traditional phenomenon, and you have Baptists at it being a normal in that age bracket, averaging age of Menurchi at the 10 to 12 years of age are the same girls who were 15, 20 years ago. The average age of Menurchi was, again, not calculated well at that 16, hovering there again. And this 16-year point dropping down to 13, we're done with Saul. It's 16-year dropping down to 13, brain injury, part of the skull missing of this child in Washington State, friend who joined. That's how far off we are with this pictorial representation of the legitimate Jesus being presented differently than an albino who moved the Dead Sea Scrolls in order to preserve 99 as part of the solution to everything going on. Israel really fucked up. And here in Washington State, I still have 6,000 years that in 6,000 years can't figure out that we didn't with the B-52 and Chernobyl right there. It's mentally ill, not permitted to breathe. He has Chernobyl right over there, and he can't figure out that the Earth is old enough to have us engineer the Chernobyl right over there, and I refuse to repent to Kennewick Man right there also on I refuse to repent reservation, calling it where the West was won. I'm with Billy Bob, gunslinging Puritan nothings. The same as the gunslinging. You're 250 trillion fucking dollars in debt. Tokens to God, the end of the road cleanup project. Reminder, you knew that. Nothing is revelatory. Stop, please. So, here, Belarus secret, kids, you stop, please. I'm digging you out of this era. The persecution, you are somehow sociologically, psychologically in this weird state of existence because you are persecuted by having your current media systems, which is a fictional layer that appeared out of about 1984 with the soap opera epidemic of this layered era that was silently sealed off in this layered era of the soap opera era, 1980s, of course, and this layered era where that was sealed off, where this beautiful misrepresented history, however, shows the no, we're going to show up at your door and take your books away. And that was the persecution point where people would of that group, no, we don't want your religion, we don't want your consequence, we don't want your involvement in not taking care of legitimacy such as gravity working. That was that era. In a sealed, we're not even going to talk about it. In a comical, you got Chernobyl on accident out of with the you got me in the former USSR distributing the Bible in Russia. I have to repent at this one. The only thing I should have done at Auschwitz is sat there and mourned when you the I that came out to become in my past history the golden calf. That's why I'm explaining a single catechism. I'm taking the entire Bible away at the golden calf. Therefore, no more buying or selling of books. Type simplicity. It's got to be so simple. Just take it all. That's this entire era. Show up at the door. We're taking it. And he did that. I'm not taking it. I'm taking your false white, not Jew kind of, you didn't know what was going on there, not you, away from you. Because I'm Seth. It's going to help you. Pattern back to Seth, my daughter, do it for her, do it for this child. I'm explaining to you is like the Menurchi, the Ketcha, the Black Magic Order of the OTO for not understanding that the Bible itself was sealed and they didn't have it. And so what these people were doing, following the simple, if you're permitted, you'll be taught. So they don't, we lost that layer. People stopped teaching it and the layer of legends is all gone. This type of violent behavior, to be willing to do that, is a different systematic force we've got to accomplish that's not understood into, yes, bad history. Oh, sorry. That was the history of I'm coming to your school with guns and I'm taking the books I don't want in your school systems out. History layer. I'm replicating. Darwin. Come on. No. Apes. We're done with that one. That's why I can't pattern Minerchi, and that's why I can't even write a book. It's pathetically sad with my dog. In On the Origin, knows the hallucinations that apes grow to become you. Typing questions internet called, or you're so far off on you need the Bible taken away from you. It's literal, and is a timestamp. It's because you don't see this as beauty, and so I have to call it doves in Auschwitz, because I see this as beauty, because turning you off is the catch-all of Nothingville, of a cult existed through technology that told the cult. I don't understand. No one using the Bible in any form has any correct interpretations. With any form of former order, they sealed in too close to what it didn't tell them, kept their legends too far away from their legends. Just it's a sealing point. Puff on the Pope from any verse of the Bible when you look at it properly with does 3500 BC work to stab him in the back? And yeah, it does. I don't need the Bible for that. Have to find what happened to God. Yeah, serious. We'll put God back. Take Puff on the Pope. I'm taking your book. In that black ritual. Trust me. Trust me. Trust you. It's for all nefarious good purposes. You need to level to zero. You actually need to level to zero at this day and age, and leveling you to zero is giving you its supplement to the how this really it's. I'm going to do one of those for how the James Escher chronologists refused to repent for 6,000 years, and it's pretty pathetically bad, because it's just the Bible in picture format. It's like 4 pages, and it is when we compare, and I took all of the Bibles and compared them, I compared over 200 copies of the Bible. And what I found was the same as what I'm explaining, is I'm dragging you in through the OTO to feel those pictures, all of those thorns come out of your back, the porcupine, sniff cocaine properly, and the porcupine's coming out of your back because you've never once repented. Hod, straighten your lips. Stop teaching the Bible. Hod. That's all you get. And a little bit to go with it. And there's this year 1666 thing that I think it's more for my website and email format. It's that email format thing. Oh, we could do this email was. Got questions on internetcult.org. So I'm just working on your hey, by the way, this is your no more era. I'm helping you. Don't know why. It's because I'm a Sparky, and this one's dumb. We're done with the Bible, and because this one's a silly point, it's straighten your lips, please. Mr. Swaggart, no, let me teach you how to pray. And this is a different technological advancement. I'm catching you at you think apes are Neolithica, and how poorly you calculated that apes aren't albino, and with how poorly you calculated that, yes, the performance of Jimmy Swaggart was apes, and kind of Planet of the Apes again, and how you poorly calculated that God would have ape pilots hijacked, and how poorly you calculated all of this stuff. It just happened. It's all repetitive of backward to ape, white ape church built by great apes who operated. That doesn't fit. These children are mentally broken. That's why they run into walls. They're broken. They're maters, and so that's why it's all about the children, the smart kids, the children, that it can't go any further than that. You are a dark magic thing with this ape picture mentality of refusing to repent by acceptance that you were invalidated by the retention and keeping of an invalid document you could never once confirm to yourself that gravity confirmed for you, timing wise. Gotta help us, Australia. In this really, 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 really nasty, I got to take the whole every verse of the Bible from you again. We've done this before. It's happened before, and so Hadith. We've done this before. It's happened before. Hadith. We've done this before. It's happened before. Hadith. Get the Darwin out of your school systems. We've done this before. It's happened before. Hadith. We're opening this puppy back up. I'm just making the OTO my little sanctuary to make this happen because I finally got around to doing it. Is how it feels. The internet itself. I should have done this in '99 with the Sacred Magic of Mabermal and the Mage. I couldn't figure out how to. I should have done it. So right now my basement is dedicated to the Nowhereville of OTO. OTO paperwork should have been stamped with apes, and so I got to take everything from them. All of this history of my beauty, the Belarus secret, the persecution of the Third Reich, guys. It's a beautiful love story. It's it's the end of the road Rocky Horror Picture Show is a love story. How to make ESP work for you kids. This is an auditory reunion. Stop your ecstatic use of the words, your songs. Stop using your current songs. Stop religion. Stop your media. Stop buying and selling of new books. Move to one singular hadith. 7.7 billion of you for this single head injury thing for this child would institute what I'm doing. Because that church right over there with that school over there, it's not going to keep it that way. And this internet with this thing is irreverently foolish with that thing. And Abe, it's that thing. It's that thing. It can't happen anymore. We cannot. This is a blood source of that thing. It's Netherlands. You're kind of in hell. It's kind of where we're coronavirus. The year is 2020. We're kind of in hell. We were expecting a correction. The year is yeah, God. He likes his book. Give it to me. Thank you. All right, Ben David Sparky. Love you guys.